Welcome to Stretch and Flexibility. Section 1 is going to be hips and splits. I kind of barrel through these, so feel free to pause if you need to stretch a little bit longer. You're going to start kneeling. Let's throw the right leg forward. And keeping most of your weight on that back knee, feel free to double your mat over because it can be a little painful. You're going to round forward and then round up. Trying to keep that front leg super duper straight. If you need to put your hands on blocks or a chair, for any level that you're at, that is perfectly fine. Think about pressing your legs down to stay balanced. And then you're going to hold down there and flex and point that front foot, allowing the hip to move forward and back. This should feel nice. Then you're going to flex that foot and you're going to laterally rotate to the side and back to the center. Letting that leg stay straight and moving in and out of the hip socket. Then grab that foot, give it a little stretch to the calf, and then you can release walking forward. Just a gentle hamstring stretch here. And when you're ready, you're going to lunge forward. Amazing. You can let the hip be forward of the knee here. Curl the back toe under, and you're going to lift and tap that back knee. Think about really staying the same level. So you're accessing your glute and hamstring on that back leg to straighten your knee. And then you can let your hip move a little bit farther forward. And then you're going to lift that back foot up and pull it toward your butt using your hamstring and glute muscles. You can have your foot flexed or pointed here, whatever feels good. And then reach back with the same side hand and pull that foot toward your bum. And don't fall over. When you're ready, you're going to press back into your hamstring stretch. And you're just going to do some little figure eights in the hips, just kind of moving your hips around, getting into some different spots to stretch. Wow, I realized I move really fast when I'm stretching. I don't like stretching. So again, please feel free to pause this video if at any time you're really feeling good, and you want to stay in something a little bit longer. I clearly never felt good. Then you're going to twist toward that front leg, give it a nice open twisting stretch. And then you're going to come back to our lunge. And then just a little stretch for the upper back, just opening up the chest and coming back to neutral a few times. Thinking about really opening the chest, letting that back open up. You can reach your arms overhead if you'd like. This should feel nice. Clearly, I'm having a hard time stabilizing. Good stuff. Then you're going to twist toward that front leg, lift the back leg if you'd like. Or you can keep it down. Or you can keep it up, and then you can grab it with the opposite hand if that feels good. From here, you can bring your left hand down and turn the right leg out and open and stretch here. This should feel really nice, so please feel free to stay here as long as you'd like. From here, we're going to move on to splits. You can, if you don't like a split, you can stay where we were in that twisty stretch, or you can lunge down and find your split here. And again, feel free to use blocks or a chair or a friend, anything you need if you don't want to go quite so low. And if you are in your split, you can lift a little bit and try to think of squaring off a little bit. So you're really engaging your back butt cheek and engaging your front quadricep to kind of allow to yourself to be a little bit more square. If you want to take a balance, go for it. And from here, you can release. The leg that was in back is now going to come in front, and you're going to take a pigeon. So the front leg is going to bend as much at a 90-degree angle as you can. If you can't get there, that's no big deal. And if you want to sit up on a block, you're also more than welcome to. This is clearly the only stretch I like because it's the only one I actually hold. So I'm learning a lot about myself making these videos. And then with that left leg forward, we are ready to do the whole thing on the other side. So find your front leg straight, weight over the back knee, and you're going to round forward and then roll up. Again, think of keeping that front leg super straight, engaging your quad, and pushing down into the legs to balance. And then we'll hold downstairs and flex and point that front foot, allowing the hip to move forward and back. This should feel nice. And then we'll flex and hold and rotate in and out, keeping the hip stable. And again, just letting that leg move around in the hip socket here. And then grab those toes, give your calves a stretch. And then when you're ready, arms forward. You want to always feel this in the meat of the hamstring, not too much behind the knee. And then you'll lunge forward. Delightful. And then lifting and lowering that back leg. Again, try not to fall over. If you need a wall or anything to support you, that is totally fine. Again, trying to stay the same height. Squeezing that back butt cheek to help you lift that leg. And then lowering down, and then back leg lifts up and down. So you're trying to really use your glute and hamstring here, really squeeze those muscles. And then reaching back with the same side hand and pull that foot towards your bum. Yay, back to hamstrings and figure eights in the hips. Or you can think of this as a half circle, whatever makes more sense for you. And then when you're ready, you'll reverse the direction. And then take a little twist toward the front leg, a little arm circle, and then lunging back forward. And a little stretch for the back. Open the chest and center. You can reach your arms overhead if you'd like, or keep the hands behind the head, whatever makes more sense to you. And then twisting toward that front leg. And then if you want to lift the back leg up, grab it and twist. Opposite hand down, you can turn that leg out and open up the shape a little bit. This should feel nice. Again, if you'd prefer to not work on a split, you can kind of hang out in this position for a while if you'd like. It feels really good. And then sliding into your splits. So you want to think of using all the tools we've kind of worked on in this workout so far, the stretch workout, really engaging your muscles in your back butt cheek and your front quadricep and really accessing those while you're finding your split. And then you can lift and square off a little bit. If you want to take a balance, you can. And exit when desired. Back leg comes forward, that should be your right leg, and find your pigeon. And you can stay upright here, or you can lay over your leg. What's next? Let's stretch our inner thighs. I like to call this the opulent corgi. I think of like a fancy dog. Yeah, you're gonna open your knees to the side, knees and feet in the same line, and then you're just gonna drop your pelvis down. Yeah, imagine like a little corgi on a very fancy granite floor. And then you're gonna take some cat and cow, tip and arch. Your pelvis might not be as low as mine, that's totally fine. You just wanna make sure there's no pain in your knees. And you're just gonna kind of let gravity pull you down here. And then you can either roll forward or press back, whatever makes the most sense. And to complete this series, let's do a little stretch for the lower back. So you're gonna take kind of a gentle straddle, and then you're gonna bend one leg. Let's bend the left leg. Then your right arm will reach across, other arm up, and you're gonna reach for that foot. If you can't get to your foot, do not worry about it. From here, you're gonna do your best to press the knee down, the knee that's bent. So you're trying to get a really big stretch. I'm trying to stretch my left lower back and side body. And you can stay there again as long as you want. Feel free to put me on pause. And then switching sides. So opposite hand grabs bent leg, foot, and then reaching over for your straight leg. And then you're trying to really twist here. You're trying to look up through your armpit and press that knee down, the knee that is bent. Amazing. Moving on. Back and shoulders, very exciting. So you're gonna start just onto your tummy. Legs can be as separated as you want. And you're just gonna start with some little back arches, just pressing with your arms and taking a little arch to the spine. Again, lifting as high as you want. Try to keep your hips pressing forward and down. Let's warm up at the mid-back a little bit. Hands reach for your feet, and you're gonna extend the back and lower back down. You can have your palms face the ground or the sides of your body. Think of really lifting between the shoulder blades. Then from here, hands to the forehead, a little bit harder. And let's do another like 8 to 10 lifts. Again, think of squeezing the shoulder blades together and warming up the mid-back. Next, let's warm up the lower back a little bit. So if available to you, you're going to reach back and grab the tops of your feet. You're going to press into your feet and open up your chest. And you can do maybe 5 of these. Really think of using your legs to press your feet into your hands. And again, you can go as high as you want or as you don't want. Don't kill yourself. Again, a reminder, this is not a contortion video. If you guys want a contortion video, I am happy to send you to some amazing contortionists making home videos during this time. Shoulder stretch. Knees together is a little harder, knees apart a little easier. You're just going to walk your hands forward and think of pressing your chest to the floor, trying to look forward. If you flip your palms to face upward like mine are, you're going to get a little bit of a more intense stretch, and you can be here as long as you'd like. You should feel a stretch between your shoulder blades. It should feel great. And relax. Onto some more lower back work. I am pushing my feet against a wall. This is really hard and felt terrible on this concrete floor. Higher lifts here. You can put your feet underneath a table or something to brace yourself. You can use a wall or you can use a friend. You can use anybody who's quarantined with you to press on your feet so that you can get a little more lift through the lower back. And we're going to do 10 of these. I was in a lot of pain and feeling really sad. So again, this is going to be your higher lift, higher than the work we did before. Next, we're going to stretch our shoulders with the use of a chair. Very exciting. So bring your chair over. You're going to roll your mat up. Well, I did because I have a very metal chair, which hurts terribly. And you're going to put the mat right in the front of the chair. And then you're going to walk yourself forward. Reach your arms behind yourself and grab your chair. Again, don't fall over, be stable. And you're basically gonna kind of press where the mat is into your back, and then you're gonna let your hips drop, and you should feel a stretch in your back. I'm gonna move the chair around a couple different times, or move myself around the chair a couple different times so that you can kind of see. You can stay here as long as you want. Kind of where my back is bending, that's where you're gonna feel the stretch. So the lower your hips are, the higher you're going to feel this in your back, like closer to your shoulders, and the more supported by the chair, the more you're going to feel this in your lower back. So you can move, please move carefully, move slowly. Don't tip that chair over, don't wipe out. Trying to really hug your elbows to the ceiling as well to get a deeper stretch in those shoulders. So I kind of moved from lower back up to shoulders as I was stretching, yeah? But you guys can do whatever feels best. And then when you're done, just kind of scooch yourself up and back. Amazing. From here, we're going to start transitioning into preps for bridges. And the way we start with that is we start with some lovely push-ups. Yay! I'm going to demonstrate 2 sets. Hi, Rob. So the first set I'm going to do is going to be pec push-ups and in a full plank. So elbows going to the side. Try to keep your abs tight and your spine is in a plank position. I think I do 10 of these. And just to reiterate, back bridges are coming next. So another set of push-ups to get your arms warm for your bridges. This time I'm on my knees and doing tricep push-ups. So think of really hugging the elbows toward the ribs and accessing your triceps quite a bit here. Then from here, you can arrange your mat however you'd like. Be careful if you're doing this in socks because they can be a little slidey. Onto your backs. Move your hair. And then hands by your shoulders, fingertips face your toes, and then you're going to press up into your bridge. We're just going to do 2 little warm-up bridges here. I'm going to move around a little bit, kind of just get that position warmed up. You want to also really warm up your glutes before you do these, which is why we did stretch after we did legs. So you're using your butt to press your body up and also using all your push-up muscles in your arms and shoulders. Good. The next one, we're going to add on just some fun stuff. We'll add some leg lifts, some leg extensions. So back up into your bridge, pressing with your legs, pressing with your shoulders. And if you'd like, you're going to reach one leg up to the ceiling, extend, and then put it back down. Try to put it down closer to your fingers each time. So you're trying to increase that bridge. I'm doing a terrible job of that, but you can do better than me. You can keep your legs slightly turned out here if you need to relieve any pressure on your back. I think we do 6 of those total. Yay, a little break. You're almost done. You have just one more to go. The next one, we're just going to kind of start with some shifts, shifting into the shoulders and then shifting back, and then a harder version of that. So pressing with your legs, shifting into the shoulders, press into the shoulders. You can stick with that, or you can add a little hop where you're kind of pressing and jumping your legs up, trying to take more weight and open those shoulders a little bit more. Amazing. And to cool down, you can just do some hip rolls. Just to reiterate, this is not a contortion video. Please comment below if you would like references to some fabulous contortion teachers. And you have stretched. Fabulous. Thanks you guys so much. Awesome job.